Why your prayer life feels dry and how to fix it today. Many Catholics quietly carry the same burden. Prayer feels dry, the words come out, but the heart feels distant. The rosary feels repetitive, Mass feels routine. And even personal conversations with God seem empty. Many begin to wonder, has God stopped listening, or worse, have I lost my faith? But spiritual dryness is not always a sign of weak faith. In fact, throughout Scripture and Catholic tradition, dryness in prayer is often part of the journey toward deeper union with God. Prayer is not always emotional comfort, sometimes. It is faithful perseverance in silence. One reason prayer feels dry is because we often confuse God's presence with our feelings. When prayer feels peaceful, we think God is near. When prayer feels empty, we assume He is far away. But God is not measured by emotion. He is measured by truth. In the Psalms, King David often cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Yet even in that cry, he was praying. He was still turning toward God, even when he felt abandoned. Jesus himself repeated those words on the cross. The absence of consolation does not mean the absence of God. The Catechism of the Catholic Church teaches that dryness belongs to contemplative prayer when the heart feels separated from God, with no taste for thoughts, memories, or spiritual feelings. This is often a moment of pure faith. Will we stay with God even when we feel nothing? Another reason prayer becomes dry is hidden sin. Sometimes the soul becomes numb because we have allowed compromise, bitterness, pride, or spiritual laziness to grow unchecked. Sin does not always make noise, it often creates silence between us and God. Isaiah writes, "Your iniquities have made a separation between you and your God." This does not mean God stops loving us, but sin clouds our ability to receive His grace. This is why confession is often the first cure for dry prayer. Many Catholics try to feel close to God without first removing what blocks intimacy. The sacrament of reconciliation is not punishment, it is spiritual healing. A sincere confession can reopen the heart like rain on dry ground. Distraction is another thief of prayer. We live in a world of constant noise, phones, social media, anxiety, endless information. Silence has become uncomfortable, yet God often speaks in silence. The prophet Elijah did not find God in the earthquake, wind, or fire, but in the still small voice. If our minds are always crowded, we may miss the whisper of grace. Prayer needs space. Sometimes the solution is simple. Turn off the phone, sit quietly before the Blessed Sacrament, and allow silence to become prayer. Not every prayer must be filled with words. Sometimes love is simply staying. Routine without relationship can also dry the soul. It is possible to say prayers without truly praying. We can recite novenas, attend Mass, and check spiritual boxes while our hearts remain distant. Jesus warned against honoring God with lips while the heart is far away. Prayer is not a performance. It is a relationship. Ask yourself honestly, when was the last time I spoke to God personally? Not just memorized prayers, but real conversation. Did I thank Him? Did I tell Him my fears? Did I sit long enough to listen? Catholic prayer is rich with structure, but structure should lead to intimacy, not replace it. Sometimes dryness comes because God is inviting us to maturity. In the beginning of faith, He often gives strong consolations, peace, joy, emotional closeness, but later He may withdraw those feelings so we learn to love Him for Himself, not just for how He makes us feel. Saint Teresa of Calcutta endured years of spiritual darkness while continuing her mission with heroic faith. Saint John of the Cross called this the dark night of the soul, not as punishment but purification. God may be teaching us to trust beyond feelings. So how do we fix dry prayer today? First, return to honesty. Stop pretending before God. Tell Him exactly how you feel: tired, distracted, angry, disappointed. Numb. Real prayer begins where honesty begins. Second, go to confession. Even if you are unsure, examine your conscience carefully. Grace flows where humility opens the door. Third, return to Scripture. Many people stop hearing God because they stop listening to His Word. The Bible is not just history, it is living speech. Even one verse prayed slowly can restore spiritual hunger. Fourth, stay close to the Eucharist. The Mass is not valuable because it feels emotional. It is valuable because Christ is truly there. Faith grows by presence, not entertainment. Fifth, persevere. Do not quit because prayer feels dry. Love proven in dryness is often more beautiful than love felt in consolation. A married couple does not stop loving because romance fades for a season. True love deepens through faithfulness. Prayer works the same way. God is not asking for perfect emotions. He is asking for your heart. Sometimes the most powerful prayer is not spoken with tears or spiritual excitement. Sometimes it is simply this: Lord, I feel nothing, but I am still here. That prayer shakes heaven. Dryness in prayer is not the end of faith, it may be the beginning of deeper faith. God has not abandoned you. He may be drawing you beyond feelings into trust, beyond routine into relationship, beyond comfort into holiness. The desert is not where faith dies often. It is where faith becomes real. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next video. Goodbye.